Plaintiff Jordan Williamson dated the defendant, but she admits that while he was on the road for work, she cheated with an ex. And soon after, she found out she was pregnant. Jordan eventually gave birth to twins, but she doesn't know for sure who their father is. So she petitioned the court for a paternity test. Defendant Antoine Perry says when Jordan first said she was pregnant, he had his doubts about being the father, but she insisted he was, so he stepped up. 6 months after the babies were born, Jordan left the state and told him he wasn't the father. So now he doesn't know what to believe.
All right, and today we're going to determine paternity. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Start with you. Tell me why we're here.
We here today. I'm gonna give you a little background on me and Antoine. We were friends in high school. After high school, we decided to date for a little while. Moved in together, moved out.
When? It was a short stay?
Yeah, not real short, maybe a year or so.
Okay.
And then I moved out and got my own place.
Why? How did it go when you all were together?
It was cool, but we both just needed our space.
Okay.
So we ended up getting back together shortly after that. We just didn't live together no more.
Good.
Antoine started driving trucks, and he was gone for long periods at a time. So I got a little lonely, and I rekindled a little friendship I had with somebody from high school as well. Ended up getting pregnant a few months later. Told Antoine I was pregnant. Never told him it was a possibility that the kids couldn't be his till after the kids were born. Then once they were born, maybe 4 or 5 months later, I just told him, like, I got scared. I got real scared. I was 20 years old, I got scared, and I just told him, okay, they not yours. I'm moving out the state, and these kids not yours. That's exactly what I told him.
Over an argument or something?
I'm sorry?
Over an argument?
No, we were cool. We were on good terms. I didn't want to, I had a feeling deep down in my stomach, and I didn't want to, like, make him wait anymore.
Sounds like it has something to do with you moving out of the state, too.
I never moved. I just told him I would. I was moving when I told him that his wasn't his. I never took a paternity test or anything like that with the other guy, but again, I told Antoine that I did. So he had no question about it. In his head, you know, he's in the clear. I ended up telling him maybe a few years later, I had a heart-to-heart with him and told him I really didn't, you know, let's get this handled, and we trying to figure it out now. That's why we're here.
Plaintiff Jordan Williamson admits that around the time she got pregnant, she slept with both the defendant and another man. So she's not sure who the father is. So she petitioned the court for a paternity test.
How old are the children now?
They'll be 5 next month.
5?
Yeah, twins.
And they regard him as their dad?
On papers. But like I said, since I told him that they weren't his, then he
A few
really
months you told him. So he hasn't been a part of their life for 5 years?
Yes.
He has not?
No.
Okay, and so you give me some background, sir.
Well, like she said, we was cool in high school. After high school, we decided to, you know, start dating or whatever. I let her move in with me. Honestly, one day I did just wake up and it was like, hey, you gotta go. I like move out. We wasn't doing like the best, you know, we was just out of high school. You know, little jobs here and there hourly. So after that, I decided to get my CDLs, and like she said, after, like, while I was in that process, doing that over the road, she decided to call me and say she was pregnant. I had my doubts at first because, like she said, we were on and off, but, you know, we had a good relationship, and she told me, she broke it down to me like, yeah, there you was. So I was like, you know what, it's a good possibility. I'm gonna step up, do what I gotta do, you know? So I was there with her during the pregnancies when I could. Then I was there for the birth, and then like 6 months after they were born, you know, she up and left just out of nowhere.
Between the time of the birth and the 6 months, what type of interaction were you having?
I was like, duh. I was back in her life. Like, it wasn't no on and off. I was there after.
Okay.
I was like, you was pregnant, they mine.
And 6 months in, after you bonded with the children, no doubt, she said, what?
She actually went to Texas, and it was like, then she told me, oh yeah, I'm not coming back. Then a couple days later, she told me, like, they not yours. So
and what do you feel now, ma'am?
I feel remorseful. I've been feeling remorseful.
Do you feel they're his or not?
I don't. Timeline.
Kids lie all the time about the nature of their relationships, kids and grown-ups. But in this case, sounded like you all were very young.
Yeah.
Too young to be living together.
For sure.
And not really aware of the circumstances of having children and what you tell those children and what you tell the father or presumed fathers. So there's nothing to play with, guys. And so I'm glad that it is just as you all think. You're not the father of the children. You are not.
Thank you.
You know what? I'm just happy to get this over with, you know?
Fine.
I'm just happy to get, you know,
clarity.
get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. All right, good enough. Have a good day.
So thank you.
You know, like, we put it behind us. I talked to her, you know. She apologized. I forgave and forgot, you know. It's all good. I'm just happy to finally get this over with and get, you know, some clarity. I just wanted to know for sure. You know, I ain't want to have no kids out here and didn't know if I was dead or not. So I'm glad I was here today to figure that out.
Basically the same thing. I'm glad we finally got it done, got clarity.
You know?
Got out the way. It's all love all the time.
It is what it is, you know. We good.